Welcome. Did not think I was going to be going live again today. What is up, Joanne, Farhan, and Jonathan? Going to try and look through a bunch of things, but Bitcoin just did some crazy stuff. Was just working on some homework. What's up, Carlos? How's everybody doing? You know, just randomly decided to go live. Not really, too focused on that much for this stream. Just going to be a little bit more laid back. So, we're going to see how it goes. Pretty close to 700 subs. But I do want to go over Bitcoin pretty much like right away. We're going to see, what's going to be happening. But basically what happened with Bitcoin was, obviously, if you guys have been looking at my Twitter for a long time, I've been talking about Bitcoin since it broke out of the triangle at $10,000. It ran up to 20K. It had this upsloping channel, ascending triangle, and then it just had this upsloping flag. And what literally happened like 10-15 minutes ago was it fell out of this like flag, the upsloping flag, and it went down to test $17,152. And that's what I've been talking about for quite a while now. I've been showing that on my Bitcoin posts I've been putting on Twitter. So in literally 3 minutes, we're going to get a 4-hour candle close confirmation on whether or not Bitcoin is going to fall out of the upsloping flag. In terms of the daily, if we look at that time frame, the MACD is currently crossed over to red, which is not great at all. And the RSI did fall. It was overbought, so relative strength was really high. Keep that in mind. But I'm just really trying to see what happens with this 4-hour close, and I will get to chat requests and stuff like that. But for the people in here, super late at night, the market's not even open tomorrow, so not expecting, a bunch of people in here or anything. Just for the people that want to be in here, make sure to hit that like button. I don't even know if I'm going to keep the replay of this stream up. It might just be like a one-time thing. Try and help out whoever is here. But we will look at the tickers you guys are requesting. If you're currently in here, you have a really good chance of me going over the ticker that you are requesting because, less people in here, market closed late at night. Just really trying to help out whoever is showing up, at this time for my second stream today. But yeah, that is Bitcoin. In 2 minutes, we're going to see if it can hold in this flag. If it cannot, might be headed back down to 17,152. I've had this on my chart for quite some time now, so that's nothing new. Mr. S, I will look at PIC. In my stream earlier today, I already looked at like a bunch of the stocks. I looked at Fisker, PIC, BRM, DGLY. Literally, I looked at like 12 to 15 different tickers, but I was just going live to talk about all the trades that went off. Yeah, Rooster, I thought I was taking the night off too. This might just be me procrastinating doing my homework, but yeah, I definitely was supposed to be doing homework and writing a paper, but Bitcoin dumped, and I figured might as well try and stream it, try and help out some people. But we're here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. You're really close to 700 subs. I'm just waiting to see how this candle closes on Bitcoin, and then we're going to get into chat requests. But yeah, in terms of like altcoins and stuff, they've been dumping as well. Literally all the altcoins or the other cryptos have been falling like crazy. Wi-Fi is actually at support. OMG is at support. Band is near support. Like, they are at support levels, but truly that doesn't really matter. What matters right now for altcoins is Bitcoin, like literally. So we're gonna literally see in 60 seconds if it can hold within this flag. We're gonna have to see. Mr. S says, thanks, man. You also responded to me on Twitter. Appreciate it too. Grad student, college life. I'm actually a freshman in college. I don't know if I'm gonna stay in college for the whole full years. Honestly, I'm just gonna try and do whatever it takes to make it in my own way. I have my own certain thoughts on college, but it is what it is for now. So yeah, 44 seconds until we see if Bitcoin can hold in the flag. Currently, it's literally right at the bottom of the flag. So we're looking at the 4-hour time frame right now. And we're going to see if it can hold this. 30 seconds left. If Bitcoin can really hold this, the uptrend might continue. Like, genuinely, if it can hold this upsloping demand line, it could be good. 20 seconds until we see. I know most of my people or most of my followers are mainly interested in stocks, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Just wanted to go over this because it is important to me, at least, I guess. But 5 seconds. All right, the candle's closed. It looks like that candle held in, but this candle opened right under. Bitcoin is literally right on the edge. Like, whatever happens, like, pretty much right now could dictate the next couple of days with Bitcoin. We're gonna have to see if we can get into that channel. Yeah, super close to 700 subscribers. Subscribe if you haven't already. Been doing this for like a month. The support has been crazy. Really appreciate all of it. Bitcoin moving a little bit to the downside, just a little bit. I would say that candle close was fine, but we're gonna have to see what happens with this one. 17,900. It's looking like this might be a breakout to the downside candle. Yeah, it's not looking too good. I own an altcoin right now, and I think I'm gonna sell that just to stay safe. If it dumps or whatever. Like, I caught the dip on it. I'm already up in profit, so I'm just gonna take some quick, literally 15-minute profit on this just to be safe, because I'm not liking what's happening on this new candle. So that is sold, and I do not have to worry about it. If I want to buy back later, I can. Just again, I don't like to trade when there is uncertainty. But yeah, Bitcoin, it needs to get in that channel. If it doesn't get in that channel, it could be headed back down to 17,152. I think that's going to do it for Bitcoin for now. If somebody requests it, we can come back to it. And I'll just set up an alert right here. So if Bitcoin falls, we're going to know. Or if it continues to fall, we're going to know. And yeah, back in cash. So can't really lose anything right now. It's literally falling right now. It's just like, I know you guys want me to look at this stuff. It's just like, this is important. Like, let's see what futures are doing. Because obviously the market's closed tomorrow, but futures are currently open. They're doing pretty fine. Really just flat right now. But yeah, that is Bitcoin. I guess we could just start going through chat requests. Sure. First one was BBI, Brickle, Biotech. Again, guys, for the new people joining in, 20 people when the market isn't even open tomorrow and it's 11 o'clock at night. That's pretty crazy. Carlos asks, when did I start getting into trading? Well, the first day I was able to trade was my birthday when I turned 18 this year. But I've been learning about charts and stuff for a whole entire year. Really the way I got into it was I was so interested in Bitcoin, which is what we just looked at. So I wanted to really know what could be happening to Bitcoin as a teenager. It was just, something I liked, and ended up watching a streamer called Mitch Ray on YouTube, and watched him for literally the last year every single day for 2 to 3 hours a day. That's pretty much where I learned everything, and now I'm just trying to share what I've learned. But yeah, BBI, very close to an all-time low, I would assume. Yeah, I don't see anything under this price, or at least it's the low for the current price. There is a gap fill to 70 cents, so keep that in mind. But yeah, there's no pattern, there's no divergence on the daily, no divergence on the 4-hour, not much of an edge. Yeah, not much I can do with that one. Let's move on to Tattooed Chef. See what's up with that. Again, guys, make sure to hit that like button. We got 20 people in here, only 8 likes, so hit that like button if you haven't already. And we're really close to 700 subscribers, so if you're not subscribed, literally just free analysis. And if you want to send me a tip, it is the first link in the description. But yeah, Tattooed Chef, not too sure when it went to after hours, but it's pretty much the same exact story. It needs to get back above $16. That was your support on September 24th. It was your support on October 26th. And it was your resistance in this area. So keep in mind that Tattooed Chef is just literally right in between the 200-day moving average and this little resistance right here. So if it breaks under the 200-day moving average, take caution. If it can get back over 16, it could be good. We'll have to see. No divergence or anything on the daily. If we take a look at the 4-hour, no divergence there either. We got PIC now. The rounding bottom, I called the breakout at 12.29 and it went to like $13 after hours. And I've been posting about it since 11.54. So 11.54 to $13 is over 10%. So nice gains on that. But yeah, that is PIC. I mean, not too crazy. It broke this rounding bottom. Currently at $13 after hours. Next resistance is 1354, and the support is 1229, which was the previous resistance. That's called a support resistance flip. Definitely the tickers are starting to come in. FEAC, take a look at that. See what's up with it. FEAC is just in the channel. I think I looked at it when it was at the top of the channel, and I was like saying be careful because it's at a place where there is resistance and there was no edge on the oscillators. So it pulled back right there. Again, it's just completely neutral. It's in the middle of the channel. Not much I can do here for you. Yeah, if anything, there might be a little bit of hidden bearish divergence where you made a lower high on price, but you made a higher high on your MACD. So take caution with that. What else do we got here? Yeah, I'm going to try and get through all of them. I'm just going to try and do them in order because since it is so late, we have less people in the stream. So I could probably make it to every single ticker that's being requested. I just want to do in order to get through every single person's ticker. Thank you, Corbin. You said great call on Fisker. I'd have to agree with you there. Definitely the merger and the, what was it called? Like the price target by Citibank. That definitely helped as well. APT, let's take a look at that. Again, guys, keep hitting that like button. Let's hit 20 likes. APT near an all-time high. Kind of looks like a bull flag on the daily. If I don't know, it's just not that steep, which is like kind of weird. Like maybe you can call that a bull flag. No divergence on the daily. Guess we could take a look at the 4-hour. Yeah, again, not much of an edge. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Kind of looks like a bull flag. So really, that's the only thing I see that looks important. That's your structure right there. Let's keep it going. Let's move on to net from the mod rooster. So yeah, this one's really close to an all-time high. Probably a really easy way to chart this is 6177 is your major support. Don't want to fall under that, and then you could just use Fibonacci to target it from your last swing high to your last swing low. Next resistances would be the previous all-time high, and then the 2618. Super simple, no divergence or anything. That's literally what you have on NET. Not too bad. Now let's move on to JMIA. I already went over in the stream from earlier today, so you could just go to my last video and check that out. But it pumped, it bounced right, literally. All right, fine. I'll look at it for 1 second. I'm not going to explain why. I'm not going to, spend too much time on it. But if we look at the 4-hour, I charted it when it was right here, and I said it could go to 28.24 and bounce there. It literally went right to 28.24 to the cent and bounced there. So yeah, and then it went to my exact resistance at 37.58. So I mean, I didn't put this after it happened. You can go back and look at my past live streams. This is nothing new. That was just your support and that was your resistance, and it went to both of those perfectly. So that is JMIA. And I know I have like a little bit of a list right now. I have my retainers on, so I'm gonna take those off actually real quick. Give me a second. Just don't want to sound like that when I'm streaming. So just give me 1 second. Alright, we're back. Hopefully nobody left. Just real quick, had to take it off, so I didn't have like a list while I was talking. But we'll keep going through it. Keep on hitting those likes. Let me see how many subscribers I'm at. I don't know if we're going to be getting a lot of new people here this late at night. But 694, we're 6 away from 700. If you're not subscribed, you definitely should be. Yeah, JMI literally did exactly what I said it could do on stream. Let's go back to Bitcoin. Oh my gosh. I literally talked about Bitcoin right in the beginning of the stream. It's in the title because it is super volatile right now. And on the last 4-hour candle close, it went all the way down to literally to the exact support I talked about. It was $2 away from that support. I literally posted this on my Twitter. Went to that by $2, which is kind of insane. And then it went back into the channel. And then on the new candle, it went under. And now it's back in. So we're gonna have to see what happens here with Bitcoin. Not too sure, but pretty interesting. I'm gonna probably put another alert right here. I might have all my alerts used up or not. All right, so I have another alert. So if Bitcoin goes up or down, we will know. Basically, it's just fighting to get back in the upsloping channel. That is Bitcoin. Now let's move on to who is it's me. Let's move on to, I don't know what, maybe Solo. Guess we could run that up and see what's good with it. Guess I looked at this a while ago. In terms of like Solo, the actual company, not a big fan. We could probably take a look at it real quick. But this is the Solo car right here. That's the Solo car. It literally looks like an egg. I don't know how the stock price is valued this high. The top speed on the car is 80 miles per hour and it goes from 0 to 60 in 10 seconds. So I just think it's part of the EV bubble. I could be wrong. That's just my opinion. No edge on the daily. No edge on the 4-hour. Pretty much the only thing I can do here is use Fibonacci from your swing low to swing high. It bounced off a 50% retrace. I have no clue where it's going to go. I don't even want to get started with Solo, if I'm being honest. Keep on hitting that like button, guys. Let's get to 20 likes. Again, just randomly decided to go live at 11 p.m. on a night when the market's not open. Just trying to help people out. Make sure to hit that like button. Let's get to 700 subscribers now. It's been crazy, so 6 away from that. And if you want to send me a tip, it is the first link in the description. We had probably like 15 trades in the last 2 weeks that I put out on my Twitter. Give a 20% or higher profit, and there was a couple of them that did a lot more, like JMIA, which had 100%, and then there was Fisker, which was up like 35% today. PIC is up 30%, and then WTRH went up 50% after I posted the buy target. But let's keep it going after Solo. Kenny, are you still here? Do you want me to look at VET? I just don't know if you're still here. Zuko says Neo and Workhorse are doing the same thing. They usually don't run together like that. Not too sure what you mean by that. I know Neo and Fisker had a lot of correlation at one point in terms of like literally there was that one day where both Neo and Fisker moved at the same exact price. Like every time Neo went up, Fisker went up. Every time Fisker went down, Neo went down. Like they definitely did have some correlation. Nico says, yo, can you go back to Bitcoin? Can you describe where you put the support on the channel? Because mine is a little bit higher, which seems crucial. Yeah, I could go back to Bitcoin. Just still fighting to get in the channel. So the way I made my channel was I used the wick from November 17th on the 4-hour, and then I used the wick from November 22nd on the 4-hour, and I created my demand line. I could probably just do it again if I'm being honest. Alright, so let's just do the channel again so you can see. You use this candle wick right here, and then you go to this one right here, line it up perfectly, and then you just extend it to the top. Literally that simple. It's technically still in the channel. We're gonna have to see what happens with it. Sure, we could take a look at VET. But again, like, no matter what I say about VET, the only thing that matters for altcoins right now is Bitcoin staying in that channel. If Bitcoin can't stay in that channel, no clue. It's just like, I could probably just give you support and resistance levels, but really, if you're in altcoins right now, the only thing you should be really looking at is Bitcoin, because that will decide the fate. So interesting, on the first candle, it went down to pretty much this 1.2 cent support. And now on this second candle right here, it's at the 1.37 cent support. And as you can see, I got both of these supports from over here. The top one was from these highs, and the bottom one was from the lows. It was just kind of like this channel over here, and the lower one also had resistance here. So those are your two support lines. The 200-day moving average is also right under that, but again, literally just depends on Bitcoin. That's just how crypto works. What else do we got here? SBE, NETE. Again, guys, keep hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 700 subs. I know it's late on Thanksgiving Eve, but just felt like I should go live. I feel like I'm getting addicted to streaming now, which is a very good thing for sure. I'm not seeing any edge on SBE. There's no structure, no divergence, nothing on bad nature. I feel like a lot of the things getting requested already had their big runs, so there's not a lot I can do. What I can do is help you before the big runs. Like for example, if you wanted me to look at NETE when it was right here, I could have said, hey, there's classic bullish divergence and it's at the same support level from the middle of September. It could definitely bounce here, and that's what it did. But after you get that crazy run up, that's not really where technical analysis works the best. It usually works when you're consolidating in price and creating patterns and divergence and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, maybe I can go on the 1 hour, see if there's anything there. Just a lot of different candles, a lot of gaps, not looking too crazy. You do have 1 hour hidden bullish divergence, but again, it's the 1 hour. It's not the most reliable time frame, so just keep that in mind. That is NETE. A lot more chats coming in. We got some more ticker requests. Thoughts on NEO and PLTR? They're up a lot, and I've been calling them since they were at much lower prices. If you've been in the stream, just hit the like button. You should be able to click like a little X to get out of your chat. I mean, if you can't hit the like button, hit the like button. It just helps to grow the stream. Yeah, let's just keep running through these. That was NETE. Already went through solo. Guess we could just do PLTR right now. A lot of people want to look at it. Again, PLTR. I went over this in the stream earlier today. I was looking at PLTR when the price was $16. I showed the ascending triangle, and I literally said if it broke out the ascending triangle, it'll go right to 1865. It went to 1865. Then when it broke 1865, I said it could go right to the next Fibonacci extension, which was 2128. It did that. Then when it broke that Fibonacci extension, I said it could keep running, and that's pretty much what it's been doing. There is no more Fibonacci extensions up here. The real play was buying it at $17 or $16 more accurately. And currently it's just a coin flip. It is up from $9 to $30. So if you want to buy that, that's your decision. Personally, I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'll find another opportunity at a lower price and make a better profit margin. But if you want to buy something that is up, 231%, that is your choice. I would not recommend it, but that's just my opinion, so don't take it as financial advice. But that is PLTR. Had some crazy calls on it a couple weeks ago. Thank you guys for 20 likes, and if somebody in here is not subscribed, help me get to 700 subs. We're at 695, so we just did get one more. 5 more subs until 700. Guys, if you're not subscribed, just hit that button for the free analysis. Let's keep it going though. Thank you very much for the 20, and if you want to tip me, it's the first link in the description. What else do we got here? So that was PLTR. AMWL by X Cardiac. Again, I'm going to try and get to all of them just because we have less people in here tonight. Oh, AMWL is literally one of my trade setups that I put out on Twitter. So yeah, it's already in profit. Classic bullish divergence on the RSI and MACD. It has an ascending triangle. It's working on a breakout. Thank you, Lance, for the subscription. One more closer to 600 subs. Really appreciate to 700 subs. Sorry, it's just going so fast. I can't even believe it. But yeah, ascending triangle. The breakout would be 2490. If it closed a 4-hour candle above 24.90, the target would be the 27.89 gap fill. If it broke 27.89, these are your next two resistances. The 382 Fibonacci line perfectly matches up with the wick from November 5th, and the 0.5 Fibonacci retrace perfectly lines up with the wick from October 21st. So those are my three targets. And on the daily, you also have divergence. It's kind of like the same MACD island. It's not textbook divergence, but as you can see, the price was going down while this made a lower low. From this low, it came down here and then it went up a little bit and then it came back down. So the price went down, but it made a higher low. Sorry, I myself get confused with how the terms can be at times, but I know how to look for it. If you want to learn about divergence, it is course video number 8 on my channel. How do you draw the fib on AMWL? On AMWL, if you can see, I'm just using the all-time high to the all-time, not the all-time low. I'm using the all-time high to this support level. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. You can look at it however you want. In terms of finding targets, you could definitely look at it like this. And even if you did look at it like this, your 0.5 would be lining up with your 31.40 resistance, and you still have the gap right there, so it doesn't matter. And then your 0.618 golden retrace would be lining up with the $33 resistance. So you can look at it either way. Basically, I created this Fibonacci line before it fell under the 24.90 level with the idea that if you got back above 24.90, you'd still be in the support level. So what I did right there is actually not textbook. It's not what most people do. It's just kind of a different way to look at it, because I already had those targets. I just wanted to line up some Fibonacci with it at that price point. It looks like we could be hitting 700 tonight, guys. We're getting real close. 2 more subscribers until 700. So thank you guys for the subscriptions. Really means a lot. Just free analysis. But yeah, that is AMWL. What else do we got? Rooster says if Bitcoin loses support, Mar and Riot likely fall also. Probably would agree with that. We could take a look at VERI. Sure, we can do BigCommerce real first. Another one of my trade setups that went up 20% in literally 2 trading days. I posted it at $67 on my Twitter in the bottom left of your screen, and within 2 trading days, it went up 20% and it hit both of my targets. Perfect trade. In terms of the future, it could go to 87 if it can remain above 78.93. And the reason I'm saying that is because you just confirmed classic bullish divergence on the daily. So that literally just got confirmed, and it did close above the $78 level or the $79 level. So it could easily see higher prices, but then again, personally, I took profits because I'm very happy with 20%. But yeah, you have to make your own decision there. Usually I would say I'm like a reversal swing trader, so I look to buy on dips, and then the good thing about buying on dips, if you have a lot of variables lining up, like how we saw with VRM, DGLY, AMWL, Overstock, BigCommerce, Fisker, all of those reversal swing trades, is that once you get that reverse, you could see a markup in price very fast because you're bouncing off of support with divergence. Those are 2 major things I look for on trades. So yeah. Rooster says, did you post the stream from earlier? It's not showing up. The streams actually take like literally 10 to 12 hours to post. It's just YouTube's servers. Nothing I can do about it. The only way you can access the streams is if you have like a link to the stream. So that's pretty much the only way to do it until the video is actually published on my channel. But they take like 10 hours to process the live streams, which is crazy. But yeah, that was BigCommerce. What else do we got in here? VERI, did not do that. Veritone. Pretty simple here, I'd say. We're going to use this high as a support at 1961. And then we're going to use this high as resistance at 24.58. It was your resistance here and it was your resistance here. So literally that is it. I'm not gonna, go too in depth on this chart. Support 1961. Next resistance 2458. We take a look at the daily. God, I'm gonna have to zoom in here. No divergence. It's just up like crazy. So again, I'm not saying this is the place to buy. It's just for people who are already in. That's your support and that's your resistance. Pretty easy to tell it. Yeah, that was very. We can take a look at Baba. Gonna try and get through as many as possible. Not sure how long I'm gonna be live. Just depends. Again, the market's closed tomorrow. I just felt like going live. But yeah. If you guys remember Alibaba, I warned about it when it was breaking out of the channel, and then it dropped like maybe 20% around there. Then on stream, I literally showed when it was on this candle, I showed the bullish pin bar, I showed the bullish engulfing candle on stream, saying that this could be the place of reverses. And since then, it's just been going up. It broke over the 265 support from this resistance and this past support. And it kind of topped out right at where it gapped down to, which is pretty interesting. If it can clear like $280, there's a gap fill at $290. There should be no issues getting there. You just got to get over 280 first. But yeah, pretty simple there. Don't want to, I'm just trying to run through these and give you like quick analysis compared to like my, usual live streams, just because the market isn't even open tomorrow and I am still going to be going live tomorrow night. But yeah, that is Alibaba. What else do we got here? There is DQ. I might have just said something really stupid. Okay, we're just gonna act like I did not just say it's DQ Dairy Queen. Okay, did not say that at all. This is in a pennant. There is no divergence, but a very clear pennant. I'm gonna kind of look at it like this, I guess. It could take a while to play out. I like the demand line better than the resistance line, but you kind of have 3 touches on the resistance line if you look at it like that. So pennant, ascending triangle, you get the point. That's your resistance and that is your support. Not too crazy there. No divergence on the 4 hour. And I did not mean to look at the weekly. If we look at the 1 day, no divergence there either. They just had a split apparently, if TradingView is correct. But yeah, it's just in this neutral pattern right now. Let's keep it going. That was DQ. WNWD, WNW. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. It's pretty late and I've been up. Literally, I've been working since 9:30 at morning. So it's been a long day. I could already tell you right away there's no edge I can do on this chart. Again, technical analysis really doesn't work with a straight line up or a straight line down. It works to predict with probability those straight lines up and those straight lines down. You know what I'm saying? If you would have requested it when it was in this range, I could have told you that, hey, if it breaks 380, it could be headed to much higher prices, but there's just not much I can do after that. Anthony McRae, thank you for the subscription. $6.99. We need 1 more subscriber for 700. I want to do it live on stream, so if literally one of you is not subscribed, you can be the 700th subscriber. Hit that subscribe button if you prefer the free analysis. Cardiac says, is TradingView Pro worth it or gimmicky? I'd say, like, honestly, if you are using it every single day, it's worth it. I use TradingView for about 4 to 5 hours a day, sometimes more. It depends how much I'm trading. But yeah, I mean, I'm spending like a quarter of my life on TradingView, so having more alerts, having more indicators, having no ads, having autosave, a lot of things like that just make that 4 to 5 hours of my day a lot easier. But if you're going to be using it for like 15-20 minutes a day, the free version will work just fine. It just depends on how much you use it. And also their Black Friday deal was pretty good. I didn't even have TradingView Pro until they had the Black Friday deal. So yeah, if you want a link to the Black Friday deal, it's in the description. There's going to be like a free charting software link and it's an affiliate link, so it does help pay for my TradingView Pro in the future. I already bought a whole entire year of Pro, but I think like every person who gets Pro will give me a month of Pro, and it also gives them an extra month of Pro. You know how most affiliate links work, but it's there if you want it. Just depends if you need it or not, or if you use it that much. But yeah, it goes through most of them. Went through BigCommerce. CJJD from Commando. Let's take a look at that. Again, guys, one more subscriber to 700. Hit that like button. We're at 21. Let's keep it going. Probably not even going to be live that long. I just wanted to help you guys out if you're still up with the Thanksgiving tomorrow. And I wanted to look at Bitcoin, which I guess I could look at real quick. It's just pretty much still in that range. Maybe you could call this a double bottom on the daily, like a higher low double bottom, but there is a gap to fill at 104. So you would think that that gap would fill. So yeah, there's a gap to 104, pretty close to the current price. If you want to call it a double bottom, this would be your neckline at 116. If you broke 116, you could probably be headed to 123. I'm just showing you the different levels on this chart because I do not see any divergence on the daily. And let's see. No, you can't call that divergence on the 4 hour. So yeah, maybe just like kind of like a double bottom. Those are your 3 levels to know. Bitcoin, yeah, it's just in the same price. If it goes up or down, I have alerts on both sides, so we will know. Working, yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying, just sitting at my desk, looking at charts, doing schoolwork, whole bunch of stuff. I have a Call of Duty league that I'm running as well, so I have to manage that, like 10 other things. But, you know, I like working. I like improving every day, trying to make the most out of quarantine. That was CJJD. Now we got RVP. Again, guys, one more subscriber until 700. Have you gone over PIC? I did go over PIC in the beginning of this stream, and I also went over it on my last 10 streams. And I've been going over it on Twitter. So yeah, a lot of PIC coverage. You're just gonna have to scroll back. 4 hour, again, like I'm just trying to be honest. You guys are requesting a lot of charts that literally just pumped, and that's not what I want to be analyzing. I want to be analyzing things that, you know, can run up in the near future. We're looking at things that already happened. You know what I'm saying? That's not really where you use technical analysis unless you bought it before the run and you're looking to sell it and you want a good selling area. So there isn't any edge I can give on charts like this that can really help you out. Just like, I'm gonna be honest, there's no divergence, there's no pattern, there's literally nothing I can do with it. If you want something, there's a resistance at 1367. That's pretty much the only thing I see. And if you really want to support, the next major support is $9.67. Yeah, that is definitely facts, Rooster. But that was RVP. We could look at DraftKings. I did look at SFT in the stream earlier today. The past stream from today, right after the market closed. What was I going to look at? DraftKings. So I think DraftKings might have broken out today, actually. If I can find it. Just look it up. My watch list is so big right now. But yeah, DraftKings, the whole entire story with this was there was a Head and Shoulders up over here, and I warned about it on my Twitter, and then it went from $48 to $34. And then on this stream, like 3 weeks ago, I was looking at it when it was $35, and I showed you guys the hidden bullish divergence on the daily and the classic bullish divergence on the 4 hour. And since that stream I showed it, it is up 44%. It broke 3 different resistances. So your support is 48.30, which was your previous resistance. And yeah, that's DraftKings to the best of my knowledge. If you want another resistance, 52.14, and then there's also a gap fill to 55.85. So those are the next 2 areas. Probably just gonna line it up a little bit better or color code it. I'm gonna make the red ones support levels. I'm gonna make the resistances, I'm just gonna leave them as orange. But yeah, it's DraftKings. No divergence or anything currently. It just had a 44% run up, so who knows? But it did create a new high of the rally today, and it's above the VWAP, so it doesn't look bad. Just obviously there was better places to enter. What else do we got here? EOSE. If it's a chart that's just a straight line up, I'm not going to be able to go over it. There's nothing to do here. There's no TA that works here, if I'm being honest. Yeah, literally nothing I can do with the chart like that. What else we got here? Facebook. I think Facebook looks bearish. The last time I looked at it, it was kind of bearish. Yeah, I'm not super sold on Facebook. There is kind of classic bullish divergence if you look at it on like the local island. Not really textbook though. But here's the major pattern on Facebook. It was a double top with this is the first top, this is the second top, and it's in a ascending broadening wedge, which is technically a bearish pattern. When I looked at it, I said there was two scenarios. I looked at it right here. I said it could either bounce off this demand line and continue playing out the pattern, which is what it did, having a 3% day, not today but yesterday, or it could fall into the demand line. So that's your resistance and that is your support. If it breaks this upsloping demand line, you're probably headed down to 245. That is literally the next resistance. At 245, you could, if the oscillators look good, it could be along there in my opinion, because it was resistance through June and July, and it was support in the end of September. So 245 is a great level on Facebook. Obviously, it might not go there, but we'll have to see. I mean, it could literally do this before going there. It could test the resistance one more time, and then it could go there. So you just have to watch how this pattern continues to form and take it day by day. But there is no bullish divergence or anything of that nature. Yeah, DraftKings did technically break out. LPTX. Again, guys, hit that like button. Just helps to grow the stream. And we need one more subscriber for 700 subs. So if you're not subscribed, if you want free analysis, hit that subscribe button. You can be the 700th one to do it. And thank you for 21 likes. Again, just super random for me to go live right now. LPTX. No divergence on the daily. No divergence on the 4 hour. Did not mean to do that. I mean, you have like a pretty big support at 139, which is right under you. So that could definitely help. And then in terms of like resistances, probably like, let me use a horizontal line. I could probably line it up a little bit better. Yeah, so you have a really good support at 139. It was your low over here, your low over here, your low over here, and over here. So 139 could be a bounce level. And then a resistance you have is 179, which has been used as both support in the past and resistance in the past before. So those are your two levels. They look like very solid levels, for 179 being resistance and 139 being support, but there's just no divergence. XCardiX is how much credence do you have to the 2 hour convergences? Personally, I don't really ever look at the 2 hour. I use the 4 hour and daily. That's just what I've been taught. And if there's not much of an edge on the 4 hour and daily, or I'm day trading, I'll look at the 1 hour. But yeah, I don't know. You can use the 2 hour. It's just like personal preference, I guess. And I feel like most traders don't really use the 2 hour. It's just kind of like that weird in the middle time frame, So, I mean, it can still play out. It still has probability, which is what technical analysis is. It's just not the most common one that I see people use. But that was LPTX. Sure, we could take a look at Ethereum. Bitcoin falling down a little bit. Glad I sold the altcoin for a minuscule profit earlier in the stream because the altcoin is now down. That was literally like a scalp trade that I did in like 10 minutes. If I can find Ethereum, all right, Ethereum's right here. So maybe go on the daily. Yeah, I guess that's fine. So Ethereum hit the 1.618 golden ratio and it dumped right there. It's been pulling back since before Bitcoin pulled back. And the next major support I see is 489. It was your high from August 31st and it was your high from November 18th. So 489 could be a level where it bounces. No bearish divergence, so I guess that's good. Probably delete that. Again, the real trade on Ethereum was the ascending triangle. Since the ascending triangle that I charted, it went up 100%. So that was like the real great trade on Ethereum. But yeah, no major edge right here. Maybe you could see, we could probably zoom into the 1 hour to look at this. But if you look really closely on the 1 hour, $519 was your resistance right here, and it was your support right here. So now if you look, it's pretty much currently finding support at 519. So Ethereum pretty much just depends on Bitcoin, and I can go back to Bitcoin, but you know, it could bounce off 519 if it does not hold 519, which currently it's about to test it. If 519 doesn't hold, the next support is 489, which was your resistance over here and over here. I'm looking at the 1 hour, so it looks kind of weird. Yeah, those are your two levels on Ethereum. Currently testing the first support as we speak. Sure, I can go back to Bitcoin. Let's see what's up with it. Back under that flag. Altcoins are starting to pull back again. Yeah, I mean, technically the last 4 hour candle, it closed in the flag, but then this one, it closed out of it. I mean, if you're being super precise, you close like, the flag was 17,973. If you're being super precise, you close like $30 under the flag, which could be considered good enough, but as you can see right now, the current candle is under the flag, and if you do not close above pretty much $18,000, that will be a confirmed breakout to the downside. So just be careful with that. I have an alarm to the upside and the downside, so if it goes either way, we will know. Currently it's right next to my alarm on the downside. But yeah, Bitcoin, you know, I've been looking at Bitcoin. I posted Bitcoin on my Twitter when it was $10,800, and it went up 78, technically 79% since I said that Bitcoin was a good buy. So after you go up 80%, you cannot be surprised if you see a 6% pullback. You know what I'm saying? It goes up 80% and it falls down 6%. Like, you know, people are going to take profit at some time, some point, and it definitely makes sense to take profit right before your previous all-time high. Another thing on Bitcoin is I've had the 17,152 level charted for literally weeks now. I even posted it on Twitter a couple times, and it was $2 away from that exact level. It pretty much literally bounced off the level I had on my chart. Now if you're asking why was that level of 17,152 on my chart, we have to go all the way back. As you can see, years ago, in January of 2018, 17,152 was the high before major dump. So now we're seeing, currently for now, it could break pretty easily. We'll have to see next time it gets there. But the first time it tested that, it flipped the previous resistance into a support. As you can see, that's exactly where it bounced off of. So, I mean, if it stays under this flag for long enough, it's probably headed right back down to 17,152. And if that doesn't hold, I'm going to move this up a little bit. Like 16,414 would be the next support. So, yeah, Bitcoin needs some demand to come in soon, or you could be headed to lower prices. And looks like altcoins are currently pricing that in. It actually just triggered my alarm that I had to the downside. So currently pulling back quite a bit. I will get to TREX and NLS, right? So yeah, Bitcoin just falling right now. We're gonna have to see what happens. Currently in cash, so I'm not worried personally. But if you do go in crypto, this is definitely a little bit nerve wracking, which is why you always have stop losses, why you always take profits, all the things I talk about on stream all the time. When you have a 78% rally, it could make very obvious sense to be taking profit once you reach your previous all-time high, especially if you're a swing trader. If you're a long-term trader, you shouldn't be insanely worried right now unless 17,152 breaks. But if you're a long-term trader, this is literally nothing. A 6% move after an 80% run up. If you're like really holding Bitcoin for years, currently, as of this second, it's fine. In the macro trend, it's just pulling back and selling off a little bit, or not a little bit, but a decent amount. But yeah, that is Bitcoin. We'll see how it hangs in there. I'm going to put another alarm right under the current low of the candle, so if it does fall lower, we will get an alert and we will know. But that is Bitcoin. We could take a look at TREX from Steve. And 4K Way says, you think that dip is from pre-sell orders? Definitely could be. I mean, Bitcoin was right around previous all-time highs. But at the same time, like, the RSI went up to 85. No, like 83, 84. The RSI was super hot, and it didn't hold 18,545. So I just feel like I wouldn't say it was obvious because Bitcoin has been parabolic. It definitely wasn't obvious. But it's not like surprising. It just happened. If that makes sense to you. It's not something that like shocked me when I saw that Bitcoin's down 7% after an insane rally. But at the same time, it wasn't something that, I'm going to say that, oh, I called that Bitcoin's going to dump. I didn't say any of that. Just monitoring what did already happen. Honestly, I haven't even been looking at Bitcoin too much because if you follow me on Twitter, you know how crazy the stock trades have been. But yeah, I mean, I was looking at Bitcoin when it was at a value area. I was posting Bitcoin on my Twitter when it was breaking out of the triangle or pennant, whatever you want to call it. I posted it right here at 10,800. So that's when I was really looking at Bitcoin and saying, hey, maybe it could have a run up. And you're literally looking at that run up right now. So yeah, we'll get an alert if it does fall back down. Coinbase crashed. Let me see if that's true. Personally, for me, Coinbase Pro is working. I don't know about, I could probably check regular Coinbase too. No, both Coinbase Pro and Coinbase are working for me. All right, guys, there are 17 people in here. It has been confirmed. We have hit 700 subscribers on the channel. Can I get some hype in the chat? Thank you guys so much. Pretty big milestone, 700 subs. It's currently November 25th. And I've been doing this for like a month and a half, so to be at 700 subscribers is crazy. Thank you guys very much. Yeah, just trying to help people out with technical analysis. I devoted a whole entire year of my life to learning this, and I started making very good profit. So I figured, hey, why not just start helping people out for free? And if you've been following me on Twitter, you've been seeing what it's led to, and it's led to literally over 15 trades in the past 3 weeks that have ran over 15%. So I'm just using probability, using charts, which are pretty much a visual representation of market participants' psychology. That's really what charts are. It's representing what the market is doing. You know what I'm saying? And they're backed on historical data. They're never certain, and you always have to manage your risk, but they do give you probability compared to people that are not using technical analysis. Another thing I commonly say is, half of the time, technical analysis doesn't even make the price go up or down. Technical analysis just tells you how high or how low that up or down can be. You know what I'm saying? Because news or just having a good earnings report or just being a good company can make the price go up or down. But, if you want to know exactly how much that price will go up or how low that price can go, using supports, resistances, Fibonacci, patterns, MACD, RSI, VWAP, moving average, all of those things can help you be more pinpoint accurate, which can give you better entries and better sells and help you maximize your profits and minimize your losses. That is all I'm trying to do for free and just share what I currently know and, learn with you guys. I still have a lot more to learn myself. But yeah, let me look back at the chat. 700 subscribers does feel great. Thank you guys for 26 likes. Didn't even expect anybody to be showing up at midnight. Technically, it's about to be Thanksgiving on 10 minutes, so I'll stick around to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. But yeah, I just decided to go live because I don't want to do my paper right now, quite honestly, and Bitcoin was going pretty crazy. But yeah, I guess we could look at, I don't know if the people who requested tickers from before are still in the chat, so if you requested a ticker before, or even if you didn't request a ticker yet, type in the chat. I'll look through a few more, probably stick around for another 15-20 minutes. But yeah, drop some tickers in the chat and we'll take a look. Nico says he's out of his altcoins. I am currently also out of altcoins, just all in cash. 4K says, any prediction on where Bitcoin heads next, or just unpredictable at the moment? I wouldn't say it's unpredictable. I'd say it's, I did talk about it earlier. There's two scenarios. One, you go right down to this $17,152 support, which it previously bounced off of and which has been on my chart for weeks now. At 17,152, it can bounce again. But if it breaks 17,152, the next support is 16,414. That's scenario one, which is like the downside scenario. Scenario two is bids really start coming in because it's simply parabolic and there's a dip and a lot of people want to buy it. And if that scenario plays out and you get back inside the channel, you could be headed to retest 18,545. So those are the two scenarios. And quite honestly, to make money, you do not need to know which scenario will happen. You just need to react to whatever is happening. So a common thing that Mitch Ray says, who is the person who taught me all of this, is never expect anything, ever. So you don't have to say, oh, I know for sure that the price is going to go here, because you don't. Anything can happen. The whole entire market can crash. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to know for sure. You just need probability, and you need to be able to react. For example, let's say it comes down to 17,152 and then it bounces with good volume. Maybe you can react and buy there because the volume's coming in at a support level. Scenario two, let's say it retests the channel breakout at around like 18K and then it pulls back there. Maybe take caution because it could be headed down to 17,152. So you just look at whatever happens, and then based on the levels you're seeing on the chart, you make a decision to the best of your knowledge with a good risk management, so that if it does go the opposite way, you don't lose that much on it and you look for a new opportunity. So now let's look at TREX. Will the market crash? I have no idea. That's pretty much what I was just saying. Never expect anything, just react. If you have stop losses, if you have comfortable position sizes, you shouldn't be worried about the market crashing, because yes, it can crash for multiple reasons at this point, but you don't need to know that it will or anything. You just need to be able to react if it does. So yeah, risk management, all that stuff is in my free course. The link is in the description if you want to learn about that. Yeah, thank you guys again for 700 subs. Let's start running through a couple more tickers. We're gonna look at TREX for Steve. There was classic bullish divergence right over here, and it ran up from 67 to 76, but currently no classic bullish divergence. And yeah, not much divergence anywhere that I'm seeing. Kind of weird. Maybe you could call this a channel. I just don't know. If you look at it like that, and then like this, maybe something like that, where your support area is around $67, and then your resistance is around $80.67. If we look at the 4 hour, Kind of looks like it broke out of this upsloping support line. Let me just try and line that up the best. I'm going to ignore that one little candle because it was just kind of weird. This candle right here, not going to worry too much about it. But the overall uptrend looks like it broke out of that today in terms of like the short term. So yeah, not too much of an edge, but did break out of like the short term uptrend. So I don't know. You know, again, there's definitely better looking charts currently, in my opinion. So not that it's terrible. I'm just, you know, there's not too much of like a bullish edge or anything. Look back at the chat. I will look at NLS cardiac. Rooster says, remember a lot of back holders from the previous high, maybe cashing out also. Definitely. But if there is people holding from when it hit 19,900 or whatever it was back in late 2017, if there's people that were holding it all the way to now when the price went as low as $3,000, I gotta give some credit to those people, because I could tell you, one, they did not manage their risk, and two, they have some strong hands, because that would have taken a lot of mental fortitude. 70k sub soon. That's the dream. I don't know if it'll happen soon. Hopefully it can happen eventually. And it's you know, it's all up to you guys. You guys are giving me this platform, so I really appreciate it. Thank you again for 700 subscribers. Really glad that I can be live for it, because when I hit 600 subscribers, I wasn't live. It happened like when I was sleeping. So good to hit that live on stream. We also hit 500 live on stream, which was dope. I like what Rooster said. Will the market crash? Yes, but it may be Friday or 100 years from now. Exactly. There is no way to know when the market will crash, but at some point it will. And whenever that does happen, as long as you have proper risk management, you should be fine. If you're, you know, on an insane margin and you're market buying at the top and you're FOMOing into trades, then you should be freaking out about the market crashing, because that could really lose you a lot of money. So if you're really thinking about stuff like that, you should start thinking about managing your risk. That's just my opinion, and I'm just giving you the most straightforward advice. Don't take it the wrong way. All about learning and just bettering yourself, because as a new trader, I had a lot of those issues and I had to overcome them and break bad habits with stuff like FOMO and just a whole bunch of things. And I'm not a perfect trader right now. It's impossible to be a perfect trader, but I do try my best, and I have been seeing much, much better returns than, you know, when I was a very new trader. But what else we got here? I already looked at Ethereum. You can scroll back for that. If you really want me to give you the quickest rundown ever on Ethereum, and you're gonna have to look back and do your own research, because this is just, it's like extremely straightforward. Your two supports are 519 and 489. That's pretty much what I said. So I'm gonna move on to other things, but if you really want to go in depth on why I made those two supports, you can scroll back and look for it. But that would be Ethereum. Nico says, for Bitcoin, you think RSI is a big indicator? The 4 hours getting pretty low, but feel like it doesn't matter. Daily is still high. On the daily, RSI definitely does matter more than the 4 hour. I wouldn't say I wouldn't tell you to make a trade off of the RSI itself ever. I would never take a trade just because the RSI is high or it's low. There is people that do that, which I think is kind of weird. It could work sometimes, but it could wreck you other times. I just use the RSI alongside other factors. It's like a cherry on top for me. It's honestly like the least, or it's like the last indicator I look at. Like, if you could tell, when I run through charts, I usually rarely talk about the RSI unless I see like divergence, or unless I see it being extremely overbought or extremely oversold. It really is like one of the last things I look at. But yeah, what do we have? JKS, VRM, which is a trade setup that is doing pretty decently. 4K Way says, keep putting in the work, you know what you're talking about, and seem like a good guy. So 70k isn't impossible soon. Same way 100k isn't impossible for BTC. Yeah, nothing is impossible for sure. Appreciate the support and the kind words. You know, just like you can't ever expect anything, which is what Mitch Ray says, and I'm trying to teach you guys what he says because he taught me. Sorry if I'm talking fast, it's just kind of how I talk, I guess. But just as nothing is impossible, everything is possible, if that makes sense. So who knows what can happen. We can really get into, you know, deep talks and stuff. I'm a pretty interesting guy mentally. I feel like even the fact that I'm saying that makes it obvious, but like, yeah, in terms of like crazy theories and all stuff like that, and just what's the word for it? Philosophy. Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty philosophical. I just, life is crazy, man, for real. And it's cool to see trading and how crazy things can get with that. Start a podcast or something if you got an interesting way of thinking. Definitely something I'm looking to do in the future. Just right now, between doing these streams, posting on Twitter, trading myself, being a full-time college student, running my own Call of Duty league, trying to work out every day, trying to relax for like an hour and a half every day, working on a clothing brand, working on marketing internships. Like, I'm really trying to figure out time. I want to, find somebody that can help me with a lot of the things that I'm working on, because I literally have 4 different projects I'm working on. I still need to start my social media course. Like, my to-do list is like, it's like a whole entire book at this point. So yeah, it's crazy. I'm just really trying to dabble into a bunch of different things and, make the most out of life. Again, I'm telling you, I can get pretty philosophical. So I feel like we should maybe get back to the charts now. Hopefully that was a little bit of a fun talk. Marketing internships, yeah, I'm actually, I don't want to say names or anything, but I'm talking to an influencer currently, hoping that it works out, but I want to help him with his vision for his merchandise and stuff like that. So working on that, and I've already had a couple marketing internships, so we'll see if it works out. What else we got in here? I'd still will look at JKS and Broom, just talking a little bit with the chat for the people here. Just vibing. Managing risk is a life lesson, not just market lab. Dude, Rooster is literally like, bro, I feel like we'd be friends in person, because you definitely get a lot of the things I'm saying, and sometimes you really put it in like a better way than I do, which is why you're the first and only mod on my channel. What else we got here? The Meg says the Fisker call yesterday, I think, was up 450% at the high of day on calls I bought yesterday after seeing you were bullish again. So I'm really happy to hear that, Meg. I was literally going to buy Fisker calls yesterday when I talked about the bull flag and the right angle descending broadening wedge. When the price was $16, I said it was bullish literally yesterday, and it went up 35% today, and I didn't buy calls yesterday because I was planning on buying calls this morning. So a little bit, biting my tongue about that, but I still made a lot of profit. Well, not profit because it's not realized yet, and I'm going to be holding it for years. But I do have Fisker in my retirement account, so nice to see the retirement account up quite a bit today. What else we got in here? Jenny's still looking for internships. Just keep working on your skills. I've only had a couple internships, but just really work on your skill set and just be very honest with whoever you're trying to be an intern for. Like, literally tell them why you want to help them and how you can help them, and just be straightforward. Not that I've had crazy internships or anything like that, but I definitely have had quite a few great opportunities in that world. Meg says, who mentored you again? He is a YouTuber called Mitch Ray. Basically, how I learned all of this was watching him for a whole entire year of my life. I've been watching Mitch Ray since before I could even trade. So yeah, I've been watching him for a long time. So Mitch Ray on YouTube is like the technical analysis GOAT. Like, he's definitely like one of the top people in the whole entire world in terms of how much he knows about technical analysis. I'm not even like close to his level. But yeah, shout out to Mitch Ray. Nico says, why you in school then, man? He says he dropped out, too much time and money, so much stuff maybe I should be in school because I'm messing up my words like that. He says so much stuff to pursue. Mitch Ray is great watching him. Yeah, Mitch Ray is the best in terms of technical analysis. Really good guy as well. But Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm just in school because it's like a plan D. Like I already have, you know, marketing internships. I already have what I'm currently doing in trading. And then I also have a couple of startup businesses I'm working on. So I have things that I want to do more than school. So currently I'm just in college in case every single one of those things fail. I guess we can call college my risk management in life. But if one of those other three things takes off, hopefully nobody at my college will ever see this, but I want to drop out of college. If one of those does take off, it's just my fallback, I guess. So hopefully nobody in my college is watching this. I did not say that. What's happening with crypto right now? Bitcoin tanking. Yeah, I've gone over Bitcoin a couple times in the stream. I got alarms on it. If it goes up or if it goes down, we're gonna know. I have an alarm to the upside and I have an alarm to the downside. Currently just broke out of this channel to the downside. Trying to get back in it. If it can get back in it, it would be fine because there technically wasn't any confirmed candle closes under it yet. But you still have 2 hours and 54 more minutes until the 4 hour candle closes. So I just have alarms on it and I'll be watching it until then. Um, VRM, sure, we'll take a look at that in a second. Bro, your mentality is going to succeed 100%. I hope so. Definitely, we got some college people in here. Rooster says because knowledge is power. That also doesn't mean a school is the only place to gain the aforementioned. Don't know that word. But yeah, man. Again, like if you guys really want me to talk about what I think about college and school, I can go into that. But it's a technical analysis live stream. Just I guess let me know. Meg H for the with the $20 donation. Fisker Gains, thanks for all you do, man. Thank you for the support for the $20. Really appreciate it and glad to hear that Fisker worked out well for you. Thank you very much, Meg. What else we got in here? Trading every day. Nico not telling me to drop out, but definitely got the right mindset for Gen Z in 2020. Yeah, I'm also extremely competitive, so I don't want to be just an average 9 to 5 worker. Not that there's anything wrong with that at all. If you enjoy that lifestyle, that's awesome. You gotta do whatever makes you happy. But personally, what would make me happy is to, live on my own terms and, do what I want every day when I want to do it. So, yeah, education is good. I just think that the education system is not good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of trying to do my own education with technical analysis right now. Throw your tuition into Fisker. They can never take that away. College tuition is so expensive. Another good thing about college is, I got a good deal, on the college I went to. They gave me good money to go to the college. So that's another, benefit, but I'm not trying to get too into that just for like personal privacy reasons, obviously. But yeah, for most people, college is way, way overpriced. It is not ethical, in my opinion, at all. Capitalism at its finest, says the person trading right now, but it's okay. What else we got here? All right, let's look into charts now. I know we got to look at charts. I feel like that was a good talk. We could talk a little bit in a bit. Oh, wait, it's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hope you guys all eat some good food tomorrow. Let's take a look at Vroom, which is one of my trade setups. Classic bullish divergence on the 4 hour. On the daily, also classic bullish divergence. And it broke out of the downsloping flag. Back tested the breakout of the downsloping flag. And on the 4 hour, it flipped the previous $37 resistance into support. So everything on Vroom looks good, which I would say would give it a 70 to a 75% bullish edge. But of course, you have to give, at least 20 to 25% on a chart towards the opposite direction, no matter what, because nothing is ever certain. So just because everything looks good in terms of the technical analysis does not mean that the price will 100% go up. It's just probability, but it looks good. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody for sure. Nico says, stay in school, man. You got I don't know what he said with that, but stay in school. Again, I'm staying in school unless something, really takes off out of all the things I'm working on. So if something does take off, peace out to college. I'm going to go live my life, not doing assignments that will never be useful in my life. But if I do go through the whole entire college thing and it does land me a job that can give me opportunities, that's also good. So pros and cons. Where did you learn from? Any links or sites you can recommend? So two things I say to everybody that asked that question. One, Mitch Ray on YouTube. He taught me 90% of what I know about technical analysis just by watching for a whole entire year. And you probably would have to watch him for some time to pick up all the things he's talking about because it is pretty advanced. Basically, what I did was I watched him, and then terms he would talk about, I would go and do my own research on. So when he would say things like bullish divergence or a bearish bat or a bullish Gartley or something crazy like that, I'd go and look it up, and then I try and practice it on charts. So obviously it took a lot of time to learn that way, but it is a great way of learning long term. If you want something a little bit more quicker and more digestible, I have a full free course on my channel. It is in the description. Literally just says free trading course. It's only like just over an hour long, but it is really condensed with a lot of information, and I tried to make it as clear as possible, and you can begin at whatever level you're at. It goes all the way from beginner to advanced. It talks about literally everything I talk about on stream. So the link for that's in the description. So that was Vroom. We're gonna look at JKS next. Oh, he says you got the plan and stick with it. Definitely. So appreciate all the words, Nico. Is the stock market closed tomorrow? Yeah, the stock market is closed tomorrow. All right, Rooster got me there. I'm telling you, man, Rooster, he's reading my mind out here. So yeah, Rooster gave you the answer for that. What else do we have here? JKS. All right. So Bitcoin pretty much at the same price. I just want to keep on checking on it. No divergence on the 4-hour. Hidden bullish divergence on the daily looks very good on JKS. Hidden bullish divergence implies price continuation to the upside. Hidden bullish divergence, again, it's late at night. Sorry if I'm messing up my words. Hidden bullish divergence basically means you made a lower low on your MACD, but you made a higher low on price. So hidden bullish divergence implying price continuation to the upside looks very good on the daily time frame. And then kind of looks like a descending wedge, which is not really a bullish pattern. But if with the hidden bullish divergence, you could break to the upside. So that could be good. But yeah, this one is interesting for sure. Yeah, just definitely looks like a not very textbook, but pretty clear descending wedge, where this is your resistance line, that's your support line. If you fall under 59.83, you're probably going to head to much lower prices. So what you really want to do on JKS is use the hidden bullish divergence and break this green downsloping supply line. And if you do ever break out of it, you're probably going to come retest the wick at $80.80. So yeah, that's my best read on JKS. Pretty decent, but there is a risk area. The risk area on this trade would be this. So keep in mind that this area right here could it could venture out to that area, and that obviously would not be great for a bull. But that was JKS, AUPH, Snap. Oh, I gotta look at NLS. I'm gonna look at NLS first because I missed that, and then I'll go to the next ones. Ooh, interesting. So NLS had a double top, and it's just been falling ever since, and no divergence on the daily, and it's just currently, probably looks better on the 4-hour. It's just currently walking along this 1781 support. If it can hold this for long enough, it also got over the VWAP. If it can hold this for long enough, it could go back to 2078, which was your previous support. Also, I think the gap did fill, so I'm not really going to talk about the gap. It looks like it kind of filled. But yeah, 1781, if it holds, resistance is 2078. If 1781 does not hold, the next support is 1602, which was just your support over here, and it was your resistance over here and kind of over here. but like 16 to like 1580 could be another bounce area on NLS. Ethereum is slowly recovering. So did it bounce off that support I was talking about? 531, yeah, it did. Literally, we went over this 25 minutes ago. I talked about 519 as a support. It was right at 519, and look what happened. It went up to 531. 519 was the support I talked about because it was the resistance from over here, and it was the resistance from way back when, if I'm correct. Yeah, 519 was also the resistance from 2017 and 2018. So, not surprised that it has bounced off that level. But again, you have to wait for a 4-hour candle close confirmation. And then also, if we zoom in, 519 was used as support right here. So, a lot of stuff lined up with 519 for sure. But Bitcoin doing all right. Altcoins are still kind of just, 5 to 10% down, some of them even more. But that was JKS. We got to do AUPH. Thank you guys for all the support. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already. We need 2 more likes to hit 30 likes. And if you're not subscribed, you definitely should be subscribed if you like free analysis. Just saying. Also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, which is in the bottom left of your screen at Champion Vibe, I post trade setups there, and I've had 10 to 20 or 15 to 20, major trade setups on Twitter in literally the last 3 weeks that have ranged from 10% profit to 100% profit. So if you want stuff like that, follow me on Twitter. Pretty much every single trade I personally take on, I'll post it on my Twitter as well. And yeah, AUPH still just around this 1284 support. No divergence on the 4-hour. On the 1 day, no divergence either. So it's really the same exact story as before. 1284 is your support. You definitely do not want to fall under 1284 because if you ever do, the next support is literally 986. So closing a daily candle under 1284 could literally lead to a dump, So as long as you're above 1284, you're fine. Let's look at the 4-hour. I'm going to look at the 1-hour now. I'm just going to delete these because they're kind of weird. Thank you, Raj, for the subscription. Really appreciate it. So I'm going to clear this up. And yeah, it's just walking along that 1284 support. It's under the 200-day moving average. So this would probably be your local resistance, 1614. That would probably be like a target if you were in this trade. But again, there's just not much of a major edge. You also have a gap fill on the 1-hour to 1543. So, you also have a demand line. Like, there is a few things that look decent for sure. That's a pretty good looking demand line on the 1-hour. So the 1-hour looks pretty good, honestly. You also have hidden bullish divergence. The 1-hour looks really good, honestly. You have a gap to fill, very low resistance until $16, except for the 200-day moving average. And you also have 1-hour bullish divergence. So the 1-hour looks great. The only thing is that it's the 1-hour. It can play out very fast and it could underperform. That's just the 1-hour. If you want to use, time scales that can really have a higher probability and lead to much better gains, the 4-hour and the daily, in my opinion, are the ones to look at. But if you're day trading or something, this is usually what you want to see when you're taking on a day trade. So I'm going to keep this on my watch list, and I might day trade it on Friday depending on how it opens. But yeah, I'm not sure about the long term, but literally the day trade side of it looks pretty decent. But that is AUPH. Appreciate the request. What else we got in here? Snapchat. I already looked at NLS. 4K Way says put post notifications on if you really want to benefit. Champion Vibe all the way. Really appreciate all the support. But yeah, MJ. So we got Snapchat and MJ. Let's take a look at those. Thank you guys for 30 likes. Snapchat. I'm excited to look at that. I also posted Snapchat on my Twitter, and it had a great run. But there was something I was looking at on Snapchat that was interesting. So when I was looking at Snapchat, the price was if I can find the drawing indicator. When I was looking at Snapchat when I posted on my Twitter, the price was like right here where I just made that ugly circle. That was the price. And what I realized is there was daily hidden bullish divergence. Now, I talked about daily hidden bullish divergence previously in the stream, and I said daily hidden bullish divergence implies price continuation to the upside. You get hidden bullish divergence when you have a run up and then you have a pullback, but on that pullback, you made a higher low. That is what happened on Snapchat. It had a crazy run up. I actually called the Snapchat run up. I'm not even joking. I posted Snapchat on my Twitter when it was $28 and now it is $45. I'm like, you can literally look it up on Twitter. I put out a trade setup for Snapchat when it was $28. So it's obviously up a lot from now. And it's using the hidden bullish divergence on the daily. And the only thing I was worried about on Snapchat was that if it could not break like 43.50, it could have created a head and shoulders pattern, which is bearish. So it did break over that, and then once you cleared that left shoulder area, it went much higher and it created a new all-time high. So that is Snapchat. Still looks pretty good. Technically the daily hidden bullish divergence literally got confirmed today, as you can see that little green wick. So Snapchat looks good for sure. But again, this is probably not the best place to be entering. The best place to enter Snapchat, if I'm being quite honest with you, was literally any other day in the history of Snapchat. Because you'd be paying a super high premium to buy Snapchat pretty much at an all-time high. You know what I'm saying? If you really wanted a value entry on Snapchat, you had a very, very long time to do so. So at this point, you know, it looks good for people who are already in it. It could definitely hit $50. But the risk is down to $38, so it's not a value entry at all, in my opinion. But we will see if the hidden bullish divergence can continue playing out on Snapchat. What else we got in here? I think the next one is MJ. So let's keep going. Remember, hit that like button if you support what I'm doing, and make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. If you want to send me a tip, it is the first link in the description. I don't know how I feel about this one. Just again, one of those charts where there's like not much of an edge. It can really go either way. Not much for me to do here for you. So I'm sorry about that, just being completely honest. Sure, we could take a look at Mara. Absolutely. Marathon Patent Group, tied to cryptocurrency. I think they do something with mining, had a crazy pump alongside Bitcoin's run up. And wow, I mean, it's been at higher prices before, but it just went from $150 to $6. So that is crazy. And if you've been watching the stream, you know I was talking about it when it was down here in this kind of ascending triangle. It wasn't perfect by any means. But you know, I've been talking about Mars since over here, and I said if it broke 256. What I actually said was if it broke 256, I think I said it could go to 309. Obviously, it went much higher than that. I had no clue that it was going to go that insane. But the thing is, like, at this point, you know, the crazy one already happened, so it just became a coin flip. You know, the real place to enter was when it was creating an ascending triangle at a critical support at 224. That was the high probability area for the bulls. Now it's just a 50-50. It's a straight line up and a straight line down. There's no TA I can do with that. There's no analysis for that. So you're just going to have to wait for more data to, you know, come up on the chart in the near future. But that's Mara. Ocean, sure. XLE, sure. It was $6 like a couple days ago. Yeah, it did fall down a decent amount. It's just like it could keep falling down more, or it could go back up. It's just a 50-50. Don't see anything on the chart that is, you know, super bearish or super bullish. It could just go either way. And if I'm being honest, like, maybe give a little bit of an edge to the bears because it is heavily overbought and because Bitcoin just pulled back like $1,500 or something like that. So honestly, maybe give a slight edge to the bears on Marathon, but we'll have to see what Bitcoin does up until Friday. Do not know how to pronounce that, and I don't want to even try because I'm probably gonna obliterate it. So whoever subscribed, thank you for the subscription. But yeah, that's Marathon. 4K says missed so many good calls. Should have been subbed earlier. Any new calls you got? Yeah, there have been insane calls in the past 3 weeks. Like just off the top of my head, Fisker, Neo, Fubo, Palantir, VRM, AMWL, Overstock, Nikola, BigCommerce, Tilray, Bitcoin, OXT, PIC, LCA, Rocket, APO, DraftKings, Snapchat, VLDR. The list goes on. Like the last 3 weeks have been insane with the calls, and I'm not trying to have an ego and say that. I'm just trying to help you guys understand how useful technical analysis can be, because pretty much every single name I just went over went up between 10 to 50%. Oh yeah, WTRH went up 50%. Went to my exact target and then pulled back there. Like so many calls. It's been crazy. JMIA too. Yeah, JMIA went up 100%. So a whole bunch of calls, and I didn't really call the 100% on JMIA. Like I didn't call that. What I did call was the bounce on JMIA from the 30% bounce on JMIA today. That's what I was pretty much calling earlier this week on stream. Where is JMIA at? Again, my watch list is so big. But yeah, man, you're definitely in the right place if you want calls. You know, I said on the stream it could bounce from 28 and go to 37. 30% profit. That's exactly what it did. I believe Print was in JMIA and that call helped him out. And he blessed me today in the earlier stream we have, and he dropped a $500 donation. So Print's not even here, but shout out to Print again. Thank you so much, Print, for the insane tip. Do all your indicators keep for all your charts? Yeah, on TradingView they do. But yeah, 4K, if you want some new trades, I posted a new trade today. It already is up since when I posted it, but I posted DGLY at $2.42. It is now at $2.52, so it already went up and it even broke out. Basically, there was hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour, descending broadening wedge, support at 238, and hidden bullish divergence on the daily. So I posted it on Twitter, and it's already up 10 cents from 242. So this is the newest trade I've put out, already in profit, which is nice to see. But again, you know, I just did talk about all the winners. At the same time, there have been a couple losers. Nobody's perfect. But again, as I talked about for like 20 minutes on stream, as long as you're managing your risk, if you lose 4% on a trade, but you're making 20% on 10 different other trades, the 4% gets thrown out the window. Who cares about it? It just happens. So, you know, even though I am showing you this and I'm showing you a lot of things on the stream, definitely nothing is ever certain. You have to practice risk management. And you always just have to be prepared for anything, because all I'm doing is giving you guys my opinion. And although my opinion has been very good in the past 3 weeks, you know, there's probably going to be times where the market isn't this crazy, and it will be, you know, just not as crazy. So, you know, definitely just always manage your risk, and you're going to win a lot more on your winning trades than you lose on your losing trades. So that's what I can say about that. What else we got in the chat? Quite a bit of stuff in here. Edison says he bought when Bitcoin was at 19,000. Tough, for sure. Yeah, it's just obviously not the best place to buy Bitcoin. We will have to see. That is your Bitcoin chart. Can you take a look at the crypto Ocean? I have heard about Ocean. I'll try and look at that. Yep, Roos, remember, nothing is recommendation. You guys always have to do your own research. And again, just my the disclaimer has been in the description since the first ever stream I've done. and everything I do is just my interpretation. And although I've, had a crazy past 3 weeks, there is going to be tougher weeks when the market is down quite a bit, and you just have to be prepared for anything. So yeah, that covers the disclaimers, you know, just so when that one bad trade does come around, because that bad trade does come around for every single trader in the world. Hopefully, if I can teach you guys risk management, it can help you out on that bad trade. Because one thing I see a lot of people doing, especially on Twitter, is when they have a bad trade, they literally delete the trade they put out, which I think that is so bad, dude. Like, you're literally telling people that you think this is bullish, and then when it does the complete opposite thing, you delete your tweet. I would never do that. What I personally do is I literally say on every single trade that it can fail and that you should manage your risk. That is my version of doing that. It's called honesty. So hopefully that makes things a little bit more clear, especially for the newer people. I don't want to create this vision that I'm a perfect trader or anything like that. I'm literally an 18-year-old college student that simply devoted a year of my life to learning this, and I'm just trying to, share what I have learned. But yeah, I'll never stop talking about risk management because it is literally the most important thing in trading. So that is the best thing I can talk about on stream, actually. Do your own TA. Facts. Can you take a look at Ethereum? I've looked at Ethereum twice on the stream. I don't want to go over it for the third time. You can scroll back, but the two supports are 519 and 489. That's Ethereum. What else we got in here? What was the resistance you called on Bitcoin again? Bitcoin, the resistance I had up here, which it was really close to, it was just a all-time high on Bitcoin, 19,800, something like that. That's that top resistance. But then I also have the upsloping flag resistance. But I didn't really call the resistance on Bitcoin. I didn't call this drop on Bitcoin. What I did call, however, was the rise. I put out a tweet when Bitcoin was 10,800, and since then it went up 80%, and now it's pulled back about 6%. So that's my Bitcoin for you. What else we got in here? Yeah, I should probably create a risk management video. I do not have that in my course. That's definitely a great idea. I think it could help out, especially a lot of new traders, and it's also something that I can refer people to, because I feel like at this point, every single stream I'm talking about risk management just because I really want to get it across to you guys. So, maybe I should just create a video on it and then put in the description. That would definitely be a great idea. Nico calling me humble. Thank you. Appreciate it. What else we got in here? Big up Champion Vibe by 4K. Appreciate it. Thanks, about in line with what I'm seeing. All right. Sounds good with that. Meg says, not looking for a recommendation, but curious, like beside from stop losses, how do you personally manage risk, hedge, credit spreads? So I don't typically hedge, and I don't do spreads or anything. I have hedged a couple times. Sometimes it's worked out for me, sometimes it hasn't. Usually when I hedge, I just use the UVXY, which is basically the way to trade the volatility index. But do not just start trading the UVXY, and let me explain why. If you would have held the UVXY and never sold it, you would have lost literally all your money. All the UVXY has done from a macro standpoint is drop. But the thing about the UVXY and how you can use it to hedge is typically by day trading the UVXY. Say there's a day that you're kind of a little bit uncertain about the market. What I've done is sometimes I day trade the UVXY. I never ever hold the UVXY overnight, just because in my opinion that is too risky, because the market has been going up most of the time. So I don't hold it overnight. But sometimes if the market looks really high intraday, I will get the UVXY. And what you can get is like little quick pumps when the market does pull back. Like for example, over here, it went from $19 to $32. So while it is nonstop dumping, whenever the market does have a pullback, it pumps up. So that is one way to hedge. But I kind of stopped doing it just because it's just, like hedging like that is still risky because of the macro trend on it. And if I'm ever betting against the stock market, I won't do it for more than a day because all the stock market has done historically is go up over time. Obviously, there's been peaks and valleys, but the real way, in my opinion, to risk manage is obviously a stop loss. But the best thing you can do is have a stop loss. The second best thing is just position sizing, using the same amount of money for every trade. Just because you think one trade looks literally perfect, that does not mean you should be going all in. If you're a proper swing trader, you know what I'm saying? If you just want to be an investor of a company and you don't, trade actively, sure, maybe that will work for you. But if you're like an active trader, just because you think something looks super good does not mean you should be putting, 100% of your portfolio in it on full margin, because even if it has a 90% chance of going up, if that 10% plays out, you're going to lose all your money, or a certain amount of money, assuming you have a stop loss, but it would be a lot of money. So usually what most traders will tell you to do is use the same exact position for each trade. So have the same amount of money for each trade you put your money into, so that you have a very good tolerance, so that you're not panicking when the price goes down, and that you're not selling yourself short when the price goes up because you have so much money in your portfolio just went up so quick. So risk management is a great way to, position sizing is a great way to have risk management. And then another thing is just, if a trade is starting to go the opposite way, you have to be fluid, you have to be adaptive, because things change every day, every second. Every second the market is open, something is changing. So you have to be monitoring whatever you're trading, and you have to be adaptive to the situation. So that's my stop loss, being adaptive, and position sizing is how I manage my risk. What else we got in here? A great quote was, "It is not how much you gain, it's about how little you lose." Exactly. That's what it's all about, making so much more on your trades, but more importantly, losing so little on your losing trades. So that's really the way to make money in this market, in my opinion. Where should your stop loss be at Bitcoin? I cannot answer that for you. I do not. The two things I don't ever answer for the most part. Sometimes I will put a stop loss if I put out a trade, just to show it as like an idea of where if it falls under that level, it could keep dumping. So whenever I do put a stop loss on a trade that I post on Twitter, it's just more of like, if it falls under that level, it has a higher probability of continuing to fall, because that means it's under the support. But most of the time, I don't tell people where to place their stop, because it depends on two things: one, where you entered, and two, how much your risk tolerance is. Some people have more risk tolerance than others. So what might be a comfortable stop loss for me might not be a comfortable stop loss for you, and vice versa. So I don't usually answer questions about where you should have your stop loss on a certain asset. That is up to you. Typically what most professionals will tell you is, 3 or 4% under a major support is where most people put their stop losses. But it depends on your personal preference. Just make sure that there's a strategy behind it. You know what I'm saying? You do not want to have your stop loss right on a support level, or on a level that, if it goes down to, you get stopped out and then the price goes back up. You want to be looking for support levels, and you want to have them, a decent amount under it, or a few percent under it. That's just the general idea, but there's a lot of things that come into play with stop losses. What else we got? Remember, no matter how high the market goes, there's always a winner and a loser. Definitely. For you to sell, there needs to be somebody buying. That's just demand. That's just supply and demand. So, good point there. 4K bought Bitcoin at 7K. Congratulations, that was a great buy. Meg says, thanks for the gems, really appreciate it. Really appreciate the support, Meg. 4K says he's a university student. If he were able to take up trading in TA, he'd think he'd be manageable to learn Would it be manageable to learn within a year? Absolutely. I learned it within a year, but even though it was only 1 year of my life that I learned how to do all this, like I'm telling you, I like dedicated the last year of my life to doing this. This is how I've spent most of my time in the last year. So you can learn it in a year. You can maybe even learn it in 6 months, but you have to really put in the effort. It's like any other skill you want to take up. It's not how long you do it, it's how much you do it and how passionate you are about it. You know what I'm saying? That goes for anything in life. Just however much you want to get good at it is how good you can get at it. You just have to put in that input. It's like one of Newton's laws, right? I guess. What is that law? It's like the theory of relativity. No, that's Albert Einstein. Dude, I am getting so confused. I need to stop streaming twice a day because I say stupid things. It's like every action has an equal and unequal or equal and opposite reaction. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I might sound really stupid right now. What is up, Leo? Welcome back to the stream. Can you talk about how you actually place a stop loss in TD Ameritrade? Is it in the same window where you enter a limit order? On TD Ameritrade, yeah, you can do it on the same window. I don't want to like show my portfolio or anything, so I can't show it on the stream right now. But yeah, it should just be, it'll say stop loss, or it'll say stop loss limit or stop loss market. You just select that and then you pick your price for the stop. The bullish butterfly saved you. Dude, I'm telling you, I need to get this bullish butterfly framed and put on my wall. This literally has to go down in Fisker history, bro. If they ever have a museum, I want this to be in that museum. Bullish butterfly harmonic. I made a 30-minute video saying that Fisker was to buy at $9. And since I put out that video and the hundreds of tweets I put out on Fisker, it's up 141%. That's technical analysis for you. Of course, there was catalysts in between, but the best thing you have is when the catalysts and the technicals line up. That is what can really move up the price of a stock, and that's what we saw on Fisker. You get back out what you put in. Newton's third law. 4K says, very inspiring. 18 years old, 10 years from now, you're going to be on some serious stuff. I hope so, for sure. His third law states that for every action in nature, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Yeah, so Newton's third law. That's what I was referring to. Definitely did not say the theory of relativity. I think the theory of relativity, should I even say it? I'm probably going to make myself look stupid. All right. Is the theory of relativity where like it was like in the movie Interstellar, where like the time that is in our planet can be changed on another planet because of the gravity. Like, time can move slower at different places because of the gravitational forces. Can somebody confirm that for me, please, so I don't look stupid? Or maybe call me out and say I'm wrong. I don't know. TFFP, I think I looked at that already tonight. I feel like I did. Did I not? TFFP. Maybe. Is this Titan? No. Alright, I'll look at that in a second. Yeah, I gotta get the bullish butterfly framed. Let's be honest, if people didn't know Fisker was a good buy at 9, then they had bigger issues. Well, Rooster, there was hundreds of people on Twitter that were saying Fisker was going to $5 when it was 9, and there were people shorting it when it was $9. So I would argue against that. There were a lot of people basically riding the downtrend on SPAC when it was called SPAC before it was called Fisker. A lot of people were saying, oh, this company is going to fail, the stock price is going to dive. So I would argue with that, because even I was getting a lot of hate when I was putting out the bullish butterfly. People were saying, dude, this stock is being shorted so heavily, it's never going to go back up. It's a terrible stock. It's at all-time highs now. So hope those people are doing well. Hopefully they're not holding a short position. Yeah, they did not do their due diligence. They just kept on shorting because it felt easy at the time. I remember. I'm not gonna say any names, okay? I'm not gonna say names. All right, I'm gonna be better than that. No, like at first, like I was being, I was definitely talking on Twitter at first, but I've gotten a lot better at just staying in my own lane. People want to, say things that are untrue or just be weird. There's a great feature on Twitter where you can block them, and that's been very useful for me. Time moves slower at sea level. I did not know that. That's pretty cool. See again, guys. Like I'm down to talk about mind provoking, thought provoking things. All about that. Yeah. Meg says, isn't that so crazy that people who live on top of mountains technically age quicker than people at sea level? Oh yeah, I have heard that for sure. But it's like by like milliseconds or something, right? But I mean, eventually that would compound. But interesting. 4K says he's off 5 in the morning in the UK. Got computing lecture in a couple hours. Learn a lot. Appreciate you coming out, man. Look forward to seeing you in the stream again. And good luck with school and everything. Appreciate all the support for sure. So yeah. Honestly, I thought I was just gonna go live for like 25 minutes to talk about Bitcoin, so I could just not do my homework. But it's been quite some time. 1 hour and 53 minutes. I've been live for 2 hours. Wow, I did not realize that. Damn. All right, we're gonna do this and then we're gonna close it up because I need to get some sleep. There is your supply line. Probably gonna just put a resistance like right here. That's your resistance line. Wait, that's your demand line. I said that opposite. This is your demand line. This is your supply line. Demand equals support. Supply equals resistance. There was hidden bullish divergence right over here at $12, but obviously it ran up to $18. So there's no longer hidden bullish divergence on the daily. 4 hour no divergence. Doesn't really look like an inverse head and shoulders because you would need a left shoulder like right here. So cannot consider it that. Probably gonna have to look at the 1 hour for you real quick, but it's just super weird. There's not enough volume for the 1 hour to be like real candles on this asset, so I can't chart it with all of those gaps. But yeah, I mean, it's just consolidating right now in a pretty big range. It's a very volatile asset. Had a nice day today. There is a gap to fill at about like 1489, and then in terms of like a local resistance, 1660. So those are your levels on TFFP. No divergence at all, and that is your chart right there. TFF head and shoulders, I don't see a head and shoulders. I don't know if you're talking about like this being the head, this being a shoulder, this being a shoulder. But the thing was, you pivoted at 1489. So for it to be a head and shoulders, even if it really was one, which I think you would need a higher left shoulder, it would have to fall under 1489, which is your support either way. It's your gap fill. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Sure, we could look at Fisker to end it off. 35% day. But yeah, Fisker went crazy. Reasons why it went crazy: one, the price target from Citi; two, the 1 hour right angled descending broadening wedge with hidden bullish divergence that I posted on my Twitter when the price was $16, and also the bull flag on the daily. You had a bull flag, you broke out of it, you broke 1821, which was the major resistance I've been talking about for weeks. 1821 was your high over here, it was your high over here on the 8 point of the triangle, and it was your high on this candle. And I've literally been saying on stream, if you ever break 1821, you're probably going to go at least retest all-time highs. Not only did we retest all-time highs, but we created a new all-time high. So again, these are all your levels. The resistances are the Fibonacci extensions which is 22.98 and 25.94. The local supports are 21.63 and 20.48. But obviously, if you're under 21.63, it could be a local resistance. And then your major supports are all of these orange lines, which were your previous resistances. As we've seen many times on the stream tonight, past resistances can flip into supports and vice versa. So yeah, that is Fisker. Thank you guys all for coming out. Happy Thanksgiving. I did not even know I was live for 2 hours. Time just flew. So thank you guys for all the support. Have a great Thanksgiving. I will see you tomorrow night. And peace out, guys.